Today I want to talk about a continuation, I guess, of interactions with humans and animals, especially concerning the death of animals or taking the life of animals. So I was asked privately, so I'm not going to show the person's moniker. So I will try to answer these questions. Please understand that these are my understandings and interpretations as of now. Please take what fits you, throw the rest out. I do not condemn nor condone. I'm not living your life. Okay, so this has to be viewed at an individual for your own reality. Okay, are trophy hunters punished or do they face karma of some kind in the afterlife? The best way I can answer this is that at end of life, you will do a life review. And in this life review, you will experience all of your interactions with others, including animals. So you will feel what they felt in their interaction with you. Okay. Um, the Native Americans of old, I can't speak about today, and I'm obviously not Native American. They they gave gratitude. They hunted for survival, not for sport, not for trophies. It was for survival, it was for food. Um, I am not a meat eater. Talked about this in a different video, but I do not condemn others for eating meat. I'm not living in your body. I'm not living your life. I don't live in your reality. You have to decide what's right for you. Um, Animals who are hunted for food, um, and if that's what you do, awesome. Use as much of the carcass as you can, please, and give gratitude. Remember, you're going to feel how your interactions affected others, human or animal, once you leave this body. What if it's do or die? What if an animal is aggressive and comes after you and it's boiled down to you or him? Taking of a life is always not cool. Um, Having said that, I will swat a mosquito or a fly in a heartbeat. They are not invited in my home. I want to be left alone. And yes, I will experience that on the other side. I'm of the adage that if it's me or you, survival. Survival rules. So I'm going to share a story with you. We lived next to a man who had this beautiful German Shepherd. Beautiful. But he taught this dog to be the meanest thing I have ever met. This dog was so aggressive and so mean that he had to be crated if anybody came in the house. And this is before crates became a luxury thing for your animal. I'm not a fan of crates. Um, and he had to put him on this heavy duty metal chain. Not these little bitty rinky-dink things. This sucker was heavy duty, which was tied around the front porch support. this dog's hackles would go up and he'd growl and he'd just, ew, drool coming down. And he was looking for it. He wanted it. And the houses were separated enough for a car, our vehicle. This was our parking spot between our house and his. And so you had enough room for the vehicle and a little bit room on each side. Not much. It was tight. And one of my kids was out there playing one day and the dog went after her. Now, fortunately, as the dog came around the back of the car, he got the chain stuck under the tire. So my child was able to get away. There was no way I could have gotten out there fast enough. I was watching through a window. Mama bear claws come out. So I let this homeowner know that I was not happy about this. Um, and since it was our driveway, technically this aggressive dog was trespassing. So he put a stop to that, made sure that that the dog couldn't reach the kids. So I told the kids, stay away from there, just in case this neighbor let the dog have that much range on his chain again. Technically, the dog was trespassing. Not that the dog understands trespassing laws. Anyway, my hubby and I were outside doing lawn work one day. I think the kids were off to the grandparents. And my husband was on the far end of the yard. I was on actually the driveway sweeping off grass, grass cuttings. So I was closest to the house. Well, the neighbor opened the door and the dog bolted. So he got past the owner. And this dog made a beeline for me, and he had, I'm gonna destroy you on his mind. That's all there was to it. I do not recommend this. This was my experience. Always protect yourself. The dog came at me and I just stood still. I calmed my energy. The dog wanted a fight. He wanted to bite. He wanted to destroy. His hackles were up, his jowls were drooling with the prospect of, yeah, I'm gonna have a fight. And he came right up to me, just, and then he stopped about a foot and a half from me. And he dropped his head and he started sniffing and he wandered off. My husband's tearing butt across the lawn, knowing that this dog's is gonna destroy me. And he stops. The neighbor goes, what the heck? What did you do to my dog? And I said, you sound disappointed. No, 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 that's not it at all. But I don't understand what happened. I don't fear your dog. It's as simple as that. Again, protect yourself. This was my experience. I don't recommend it for anyone because that could have gone horribly wrong. So he came and collected his dog. And I said, shame on you for doing that and making this beautiful animal into that beast that you've created. And he just took his dog back in the house. So my husband was like, oh, what was that? I said, I don't fear the dog. Um, I told the dog, mind to mind, that if it continued, one of us was going to be in the hospital or dead, and I would be going home. Simple as that. I'm not playing that game. So yes, for survival, I can't tell you there's karma. I don't feel it. Maybe that's my own denial, but I don't feel it. Um, that's my answer on that. So another question is, what about having to put down an aggressive dog who does what my neighbor's dog was doing, going after people? Like I said, I told the dog it was one of us was going to the hospital or be dead, and I was going to go home. I don't like killing animals, but I'm not going to be the snack for one, or the reward for one, or the trophy for one. I will do my best to protect myself and mine. Okay, I'm reading the questions that were sent to me. So, end of life review. When we leave our physical bodies, we go for end of life review. We go for a life review. So, in this life review, we will see every interaction we had with every sentient being, including animals, that we've encountered on our journey. And we will see and feel that interaction from their point of view. You've already lived your point of view. So now you're going to see it and feel it from their point of view. Every human, every animal. If you want to get really, really nitty gritty, what about plants, rocks, water? They may not be sentient the way you consider sentience, but it doesn't make them any less alive. I was driving down the road one day, and a rather large bird was off to the side, standing on the side of the road. I watched it, and I'm ready to put brakes on because sometimes animals do unpredictable things. The bird was locked on. Bird saw me. His eyes locked on. And at the very last minute, when my tires were even with the bird on the road, it jumped up and flew into my windshield, and I watched it die. I watched the light leave its eyes. I stopped. I took the bird and I put it off to the side. I cried. I felt absolutely horrible. And later that evening, when I had time to sit, I tapped into my team and I'm like, why? What was that? The bird was aware of me. I was aware of the bird. I was very mindful of the bird. The bird made no move whatsoever, but stayed locked onto me, saw me. And they said that bird was at end of life. That was his choice. He was waiting for a way to end it. I got ticked. I am not here to end the life of anyone. Okay. Again, mosquitoes and flies. I'm so sorry. Sometimes spiders, if they bite me. That's another story, another time. Um, so I told the universe, my team, the source, whatever, you will not use me nor my vehicle ever again to end a life, even if that's what the animal wants. That's too hard on me, which sounds selfish, but it's very traumatic. So I hope I answered those questions. Let me check one more time. Oh, let's go back to hunting. If you're hunting, or maybe if you're not even hunting, if you have any malicious intent against any being, I don't know how that's going to play out. Um, Karmic debt is no longer carried over. It is something that has to be dealt with in this lifetime. And some people will see that the balancing swings around within a week, maybe less. So we're not carrying it over anymore. You will still have a life review and experience it from the other being's perspective. But there's no more carrying karma. You will deal with it here and now. So if you are and have been hunting out of maliciousness or mistreating, um, mistreating animals and others in any way, shape, or form. Um, to the degree that the karma can't swing around so much to balance everything out in this lifetime, um, I don't want to be you. I do not want to be you. I can't tell you how it's going to balance out then. I don't know. So I hope I answered those questions. Anything you do, do it in respect and reverence and in gratitude, please. Got any questions? Put them in there. See if I can answer them. Thanks.